Hi to everyone. Welcome to this last video about the Chupito wing. Today we are gonna PAD tune this wing, but also maiden and have a little bit of fun. So first thing first, let's power it on.
Telemetry recovered.
Okay. Thank you. Now, the first thing we are gonna do is to actually check two things. That the control surfaces move when we move the commands as we want, but also that the control surfaces move if we move the wing, especially in modes like stabilized, where we want the wing to remain level. We will check that before flying, because if it's wrong, it will just nosedive into the ground. So let's do that. We are gonna put, first of all, the wing in manual, and here we are just gonna move up, and we see that both the servo moves up. So this tells us that for the pitch we are good. Okay, now we are gonna turn to the right, like that, and we can see that wing turn to the right. And how can we know that? If we check like this surface here, when we turn to the right, it moves down. It means that it will push the wing up. If this wing is pushed up, the wing will turn to the right. So this said, I'm happy about this. We'll turn off manual mode and we will enable a navigation mode, in this case angle. And now we are gonna verify that if we move the wing, the ailerons will correct correctly. So in this case we move the wing to the right and we see that this surface move up. It means it will help push this wing down. So this means that the stabilization is correct for the roll axis, and we'll do the same for the pitch. So if we pitch up, it's hard to see, but this surface move down, meaning they want to push the nails down. So I'm happy about this, and we can proceed for the maiden. Okay, actually one last thing. Before launching the wing, it's very smart to test the wing in the ground to maximum power for about 5 seconds. Why? Because we could have electromagnetic interference to the servos, we could have a power failure of a connection or a battery or something, or the ESC burning, and it's very great to have that in the ground because we can repair just the ESC or what went wrong and not rebuild the whole wing. So we'll just arm it, disable the auto launch feature by wiggling a little bit a stick, and once that is done, just power it up to 100% by holding it and check that the surface doesn't move just alone and everything is great. Okay, as we saw, we actually have a problem, and the problem is that the motor desynchronizes. I'm going to take the laptop and change the motor timing to get it to not desynchronize. I changed the motor timing to auto so that it can change that as the RPM progress. I augmented a little bit the PWM frequency. Why? Just to have a little bit more efficiency. We don't care about raw power because we will have already plenty. So we'll try again. Okay, now it's working. The only thing, this propeller might be a little bit too flexible, so it resonates, but that will be a problem only when launching and not afterwards. So let's go for the launch. The first thing we are going to do is to do the trim leveling. So to do the trim leveling, we will just activate it. Okay, like this. And we are gonna fly completely horizontal by maintaining the offset we need with the sticks, right? Okay. Okay, so now we are gonna tune the PID controller. To do this, we will do first of all the P and the E, and maybe if we need it, we will add a little bit of D. We start with the pitch. Now we can start to augment the P. What we want to see is that we want to see a little bit of bounce when we leave the stick and we stop moving, and we want the wing to feel sharp. So we'll just switch up, augment. Oh, this is low. Okay, so we will augment maybe to, I don't know, 12, and then we can feel it. So okay, now it's still very soft. We'll augment it more, maybe 15, turn around and we try. Okay, now it's a bit better, little bit more maybe, we'll try 20. One thing to keep in mind is that you need to do this at a speed that is like a little bit above cruise speed, because if you do it like at 50 kilometers per hour, so like just above stall speed, you will get a PAD that is very good for low speed but oscillation at high speed. So we'll try to turn around and then we will augment it a little bit more, maybe to 25. Okay. Okay, now we start to see that when the wing stops, we have a little bit of oscillations. So I will try again just to get the feel of it. Yeah, we can do a little bit more, maybe 29. We can try 29. Turn around. By the way, gorgeous day. Oh, so beautiful with all the colors of the autumn. Okay, so try again. Maybe a little bit more. Let's try 36. Okay, we have to reduce because you see now we are entering in like an oscillation state, and I believe that if I go too fast, for example, I turn around and I go too fast, yeah, now we are really seeing some oscillations. So we'll just lower a little bit, and yes, I think like 30 could be a sweet spot. We'll try that. Yeah, maybe 25. We will do 25, yes. Yeah, a little bit less. Oh, sorry. A little bit less. 25, yes. So we'll try that. I like this. It's sharp. We have a little bit of bounce back. So now we are gonna tune the E. For the E, what we want is we don't want to have drift, but also we don't want to introduce any oscillations. So we are going to select E with our switch. Okay, now we have selected E, the 7, and we will try to augment it. So we will maybe start from, I don't know, 14. Yes, that could be great. We will turn around, and what we are gonna do is that we are gonna just aim for a point and leave the pitch, and we will see if we have like drift. So like now I'm not touching the sticks, and we maintain this attitude. I will try also to go up. Now we see the nose is dripping a little bit, maybe. We'll try to turn around. We'll do the same thing for down. So down. We can see the attitude doesn't change. So that tells me that the E level is great. We'll try to maybe augment it a little bit more to see what happens. To 20. Okay, I'm happy about 22. So we'll switch now to the roll because I'm having a little bit of trouble piloting the wing, and then we can maybe get back to the pitch if it's really necessary. So we will switch to the P roll. Okay, now we selected the first number of the roll, so 7, and we are gonna augment it. So yes, So we are gonna maybe try 15 first, because we have a lot more throw on the roll, so we don't want to overdo it. So I will just fly here, turn around, and now we'll try the same. So okay, I see a little bit of bounce back, and it's very, very crisp, so we like this. This is very good. I will just turn around. We'll try to do some flips, some maneuvers. Yes, that's very, very good. Okay, now we are gonna check the E, because we don't want to have drift on the roll, especially when we accelerate with the motors. That puts torque into the wing, and normally E should accommodate for that. So we'll switch to the E here, 7. Okay, so we'll try to make it bigger. So we'll maybe try 15 first. Yes, 15. So I turn around. And now, as before, we have to put an attitude and see if the wings keeps it. So like I put an angle. Okay, and now we see that the roll is not drifting, it's staying stable. So we'll not fly over them. Okay, so we'll try a little bit of horizontal flight and give gas with the motors to check if the torque from the propeller will turn the wing. So gas. Okay, we see that we are going up, so maybe the E and the P, we can work it a little bit better for the pitch. But I really don't see movement in the roll, so I would say that's pretty good. We'll fill it a little bit. I have a little bit of bounce back, so now we can switch to the D for the roll, and maybe we put a little bit of D, so we'll try that, maybe 5. So D is actually the derivative, and it's very useful to dampen. Like if we have a sharp move and we want to damp the end and to not overshoot, D is necessary for that. So now we have a little bit less overshooting, maybe a little bit more. This is very good. So I will try to just speed run, not have oscillations. Yeah, I like that. So let's get back to the pitch. Okay. So we'll try to maybe add a little bit of P. Add a little bit of E. So we'll just augment everything. Oh, we have a bird. Little bit more, like 25. A bit more. Okay, we'll turn around. Okay, so now I'm giving some like so now I was trying to like give some throttle and then take it back, give some throttle, take it back, and it's working really great. We can now see if we have some bounce back on the pitch. Yes, we have a ton. Okay, we can try to work that out. So let's go to the D. Let's put maybe, yeah, we'll try this 7, I guess. Yes, we'll try 7. So let's turn around. Okay, so let's see how we are. Okay, maybe a little bit more. Now it seems worst. So I think what we are gonna do is just give a little bit less D. So maybe 8, yes, I like that. And a little bit less P. That's probably what is giving us problems. So let's try 25. Let's try 20 and more D. Okay, now maybe for this part of flight I will just fly like normal, so just have some fun, and we're gonna try to learn if we like the wing, like if it's snappy enough, or if there is anything to change. So we're just gonna have a little bit of fun here. So yeah, that's really great. I love the way this wing flies. It's a ton of fun. So I will land it, and this is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. As always, like PAD tuning, yes, there is knowledge, but you also have to feel the craft, so it's very important to fly. Like it's very cool to use black box and everything, and I think I will have to do for this wing, because like the horizon, the artificial horizon have some problems when going high speeds, but whatever. So I enjoyed making this video, and let me know if you want to see stuff like this in the future, and to the next time maybe. See ya.